Oh, hi, Sailor. How are you?
Why, hello, Sailor's Delight.
Hello.
Oh, oh no.
Every week is Fleet Week for me. Uh, Malcolm, oh my God, I thought of you. Someone tweeted Putin is now in control of the countries with the top two coronavirus infections, right? I mean, isn't it right? I mean, there's an outbreak
Yeah,
and he's doing the exact
Mm-hmm.
same playbook that Trump is, right? Denying it, trying to squelch information, telling people to go back to work, that it's nothing.
yeah, and seems to have had these private conversations with Donald Trump that once again we knew nothing about until the Russians told us about them. Which means that, and then Donald Trump comes out and says, "Oh yeah, I was talking to Vladimir Putin," even though nothing was in the White House readout. There was nothing that said that he had had a discussion about coronavirus and about the Trump Russia scandal, which once again he denies, absolves Putin of, and then now creates this new false narrative he calls Obamagate,
Yeah,
which is going to be interesting.
yeah.
So,
Well,
because he needs to cover up Trumpgate, which is the, what is it, 83,000 dead as of this morning?
yeah.
Somebody give me the number. And
Yep.
that is, and he's had allowed all these American citizens to die needlessly due to his governmental incompetence. That's what Trumpgate is. And the purpose of Obamagate is to cover up for Trumpgate.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and
Hashtag Trumpgate.
hashtag Trump again. Malcolm, yeah, I don't. This whole thing, as we've said, and you've written three books. It's all one story, actually, isn't it? I mean, what is it? Who is it? Tim O'Brien, who has seen Trump's tax returns and can't talk about it, but he has very heavily implied it's the two things we think it is. It is not only is he, of course, broke, he's nowhere rich as he says he is, but B, foreign sources of income. What do you think? What do you think those what foreign country do you think that is, Malcolm? Right? That he's fighting so fiercely, that, and not to see the underlying Mueller material. It's all one story, right?
Right, to the point that he took it to the Supreme Court. And we should be getting a ruling on that. But, the readout this morning on Morning Joe was that this Supreme Court appears that it is going to act politically and overturn all previous precedents that the President of the United States is not an independent entity and cannot rule that the Congress cannot do its investigative duties as stipulated inside the Constitution of the United States. And Trump is counting on a rigged court
Yeah.
to rule in his favor. I said this some time ago. This is like Penguin becoming the mayor of Gotham. Okay? He is going to rig the courts. He's going to appoint Two-Face DA. He's going to make everything work in his favor and outlaw Batman. And right now, we're sort of defenseless.
Yeah. Well, we just had Ellie Mistal on, and he did say the same thing Lawrence O'Donnell said last night. That maybe I'm being optimistic. I do feel like they're going to rule for New York. That the New York is going to get to see the tax returns. That they may rule against Congress, but I don't know. You're right, Malcolm. It's kind of terrifying to go like, yeah, he's rigged it all the way up to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, but how do you rule against Congress? And
Yeah.
the argument that they're making, and I know Justice Breyer was saying this yesterday, well, what if you have a future Joseph McCarthy? The point is that Congress, since the day it was formed as the principal governing body of the nation, has had the authority to carry out investigations. And what they're saying now is if you don't have an actual legislative purpose to look into the president's tax returns, you can no longer investigate the president. It gives the president immunity. And I think that's going to be hilarious when Joe Biden is president and these people come back and they, because, well, one other quick
Yeah.
aside, since you mentioned Ely Mistal, which means I have to come up with some clever legal ruling here because he's really good at this.
I was trying to make you jealous. Yeah.
If the Supreme Court rules that they cannot investigate Trump, they cannot investigate this material because there's no legislative purpose for it, then Obamagate disappears. Your accusations that Obama did something nefarious, which he can never say, disappear. If Donald Trump, who has been making the argument that as president, he has Article 2 authority to do anything he wants, then Barack Obama had Article 2 authority to do anything he wants. In Donald Trump's world, it's very simple. It's black and white. The white guy can do whatever he wants so long as it attacks a black guy. And he has a tribe of people who believe that they are above the law. And they all believe it and are relying on him to carry that out through the Supreme Court.
Right. But Malcolm, what you sort of allude to, be careful what you wish for. Someone else, I think, tweeted that yesterday. What about when, President Joe Biden unmasks Jared Kushner's conversations with MBS at Saudi Arabia?
That, by the way, the President of the United States could do legally.
Yeah.
He could do that legally. I mean, that's just a component of government. And Joe Biden himself wouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
But what's going on here with this crazy Obamagate thing is they are investigating every person who looked into the national security, the defense of the United States against Russia. And they are taking them down almost as if they have promised Russia that they would protect them with their lives. And that's what's going on. They're saying that they should bring, I think I mentioned this one time before in your show. I'll say it again. 2 years ago, I heard about this from a very highly placed source in the White House, someone who only worked there a couple of weeks, and that this highly placed source said they are openly talking about getting John Brennan, Joe Biden, Clapper, and Obama on treason.
Yeah.
And that they intend to have show trials. And now all of the safeguards, the adults who were saying they wouldn't ever do that, they're gone. And I really think that's where they're going. And I'm ashamed that I even have to speculate in that direction. But you know what? Every time I do, they prove me right by showing that they are going in that direction.
Well, the only sliver of hope we were saying is Judge Sullivan, of course, saying, wait a minute, on this exonerating Michael Flynn. And this is the judge that said to his face, you arguably sold your country out. I mean,
yeah.
And so
and asked him, why didn't they investigate him for treason?
Right. So again, I'll take a sliver these days. At least it's a sliver of justice, a glimmer of hope. Yeah, for the democracy you and I love, right?
Well, I think that people who are in government now and in the judicial system need to understand they're 6 months from being held to account.
Yeah.
6 months. And it could be a bad 6 months where any one of them can die from the thing we are not talking about. The incompetence of a president. I don't even want to call him president of the United States. The person sitting in the seat of the president of the United States, allowing Americans to die, allowing them because they want to make money and not caring for the welfare of the individual citizen of this nation. There is just 6 months to go before those people who are backing him as lackeys will and can be held to account and be held liable, both financially and criminally, for the decisions that they make in the next 6 months. But I think a lot of conservatives are going to roll the dice, and they're just going to go along with Trump because Trump has to remain in office so that he doesn't go to prison.
Well, speaking of which, so the latest this morning, Manafort gets out of prison because of coronavirus.
Wait,
and yet Michael Cohen, right, was supposed to get out, and he's got, it feels like we already are in a full-on banana republic, right?
We actually are. I'm sorry, I was taking a walk around my lovely gardens so that I can not listen to Trump talk. And so I didn't hear about Manafort, but let me tell you.
Because of coronavirus, he's been allowed to do what? Home detention, I guess? Yeah.
The fix is in on these people, okay? The fix, honestly, they are using our system of government to rig their cronies to show I can actually get you out of prison in a global death pandemic. Yeah. But I'll let other American citizens die so long as I can make, $5 off of, whatever pork sales that I can make. It is disgraceful. I am even embarrassed that I have to discuss this, but it is where we are. And there is one way out of this. All right. Everybody, I want you right now. Let's do a little activism, social activism. #TrumpGate. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Where the president's incompetence puts people out. Let's get that to #1 on Twitter today. Right? Let's let that wash over the crazy that's going on out there, because all the rest of it is designed to mask these deaths of our fellow citizens.
Yeah. Which he's going to try to fix that.
Yeah.
Right? He's already, like, the stories about he's going to say they're inflated when Fauci just said yesterday it is an undercount. Like any other expert has said, Trump is already starting that fake news. They're inflating the death numbers. You said, by the way,
didn't he say yesterday we prevailed?
Yeah, we've prevailed.
We prevailed.
Mission accomplished.
In
yeah.
his mind, it is over. And he will let people die because, as far as he's concerned, so long as New York State's numbers are going down, he doesn't understand Ames, Iowa, and Baton Rouge and all these other places are about to be savaged by this virus. And that's what Fauci was saying yesterday.
Yep. And by the way, this press conference, this disgrace, you started the hashtag Trump is a coward, but you said Trump proves he's both a racist and a misogynist in less than 60 seconds. Let the Mike Bloomberg ads begin. I got to say, a lot of the ads are killer because all you got to do is use tape of him praising China. I mean, on and on, dismissing the virus. All you need is just the actual tape.
Yep.
Right?
You're absolutely right. And, I've been giving a lot of thought to how Biden should go against Trump. And, Trump said the other day he would love to debate Joe Biden. And I would take that on. And every time Trump says something insane, I would just point at him. Just stand there and point. And then when Trump would end, I'd let him finish and I'd go, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the funny thing is now that the talking about, Joe Biden's in his basement. Oh, he's hiding in his basement. And meanwhile, a lot of people are going, Joe Biden shutting the up is working really well.
Yeah.
He should keep doing it. Let Trump keep talking.
Trump from his basement with a martini behind his back. I mean, this guy doesn't have to do anything. Trump is his own worst enemy. But the only thing that has yet to be done with any force, is that no one has come up and given him that moment where you say exactly what I said. What's wrong with you? How do you wake up in the morning and talk like this? How are you so hateful? How are you so mean? I wouldn't answer any question. I would solely go, this is the face of a man who is insane. And you've trusted your children to him. And now we have, Kawasaki syndrome, which is exploding amongst children. There's 84 cases in New York State that didn't exist before. And now children, all the children that they claim that they are in life for, children now can be affected by coronavirus in a way that it will, cause heart attacks in babies.
I know. No, it's, all right. Malcolm, we love you.
We love you too.
All right. I miss you already. I'll see you next week.
Thanks,
Nance.
Malcolm.
There he goes.